Hello and welcome back to On the Workbench. Today we're taking a look at some deals and maybe some interesting developments going on with this Craftsman V20 or 20 volt power tool system, obviously produced by Stanley Black & Decker. So I've got up here the Craftsman website here that shows a little overview of the V20 system. There's a couple interesting new tools that are on their way out. Most notably is going to be the V20 powered portable air compressor. So we know that the tool line is here at least for now, and I say this a little bit as a cynic because I used to be in the old Porter Cable 18 volt line that was also produced by Stanley Black & Decker, and some people criticize this line for basically being a rebrand of the 20 volt Porter Cable, but they did add a battery gauge or a fuel gauge onto the battery, and there are some other rebrands from the DeWalt system, particularly some of the brushless tools that are in there, so it's a weird amalgamation of both DeWalt and Porter Cable. So that when Stanley Black & Decker acquired the Craftsman brand, they had a full line of tools to roll out, and that's why you've generally seen a disappearance, almost complete disappearance of Porter Cable from Lowe's, and it's all been replaced by Craftsman. So, if we look at the website, and we click we click on the V20 website here, you can see we've got their landing page. And we see it shows some tools that, well, we already know most of these tools. Nothing fancy here. You know, one of the tools I think that's been missing from this line has been just a dedicated radio. And I'm a little old-fashioned. I like an actual radio. And for full disclosure, I don't actually own any of these Craftsman tools or this V20 line. But, you know, I think there is some value in this line, particularly because of the rebranded DeWalt tools. And so there's some nailers and there's a variety of tools here. But what I think is interesting and why I think there's some stuff that may be going on is I've done a little bit of digging. So the Craftsman V20 lineup, most notably, is available at Lowe's as what I might consider their flagship retail partner. Now I know it's at a few others, but one of the other notable partners, and this is where my advantage kicks in being in the Midwest, is that Menards, the big green toolbox store. Let me see if I can pull up the Menards and make that go full screen. Also carries a number of Craftsman V20 products. And so this current week, so today's February 26th, Menards is running one of their classic 11% rebate sales, where you get an 11% rebate. That's almost the same as cash. That gets mailed back to you in 4 to 6 weeks after you mail in your receipt and a little rebate card. And so if you look at their website here, I've got some of the V20 products here pulled up. They were showing there's 38. The first few here, okay, they're not showing the actual price, says view final price in cart. That sometimes happens when Menards goes to an 11% retail, or I'm sorry, an 11% rebate sale. But if we start going down, all of a sudden we start seeing this nice little flag here, clearance, 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 clearance. Clearance on the cordless inflator, clearance on the cordless tile saw, clearance on the string trimmer, clearance on the brushless blower, clearance on the sander, clearance on another 4-tool combo kit, clearance on the recip saw, clearance on the grinder. We've got clearance on a nailer, clearance on an impact driver, clearance on the miter saw, clearance on a light, clearance on another nailer, clearance on a circular saw, clearance on the jigsaw, clearance on an LED light, clearance on a hammer drill, clearance on another LED light, clearance on the vacuum, clearance on the VersaStack radio. And now we've reached the end of the Craftsman V20 tools. And so let's take a look at some of these items and see how much you get off. Let's start with the combo kit here. There's a 4-tool combo kit here. View price in cart. Okay, let's click add to cart. And everyday low price, $199. Clearance price, let's just call that $175. So you're saving about $25 before rebate. And then if you include the mail-in rebate, which is a little bit of shenanigans, but Menards is classic for doing this. The rebate is essentially good as cash, and since Menards sells pretty much everything, including a small selection of groceries that you can go back for, that it's almost like a gift card back in your pocket from Menards, which if you live near Menards, you're probably going to spend it anyway. So you might as well consider that cash. But even if you don't have a use for the 11% rebate, and you're looking at you're taking $25 off of $200, so that's about 12.5% off. You throw in that 11% on top of that, and you're looking at about a 22% discount on this kit. Okay, so we're at $155 or $175. Let's see what Lowe's has the same 4-tool combo kit for. So let me pull up the Lowe's website here, and they've got their V20 lineup here, and I'm not seeing any indication that these tools are in a clearance phase at Lowe's. Maybe some of these were overproduced. I honestly have no idea, but there is one clearance kit here. 4-tool kit. This one has a VersaStack case. I believe there was a holiday special on that back last December around Christmas time. Let's see if we can find the same combo kit that has a circular saw. Oh, here we go. Here's our same 4-tool kit. And Lowe's has this for $179. Let me see if I can go split screen on this. So Lowe's is $179, Menards is $175. You throw in the 11% discount, and you're still about $24 cheaper on the same toolkit from Menards. So if you're into this Craftsman V20 lineup, which I'm not going to say it's the greatest lineup, but there's definitely some value in it, that this might be a great time to either order from Menards online or swing by your local Menards if you live near one and contemplate adding to your system or ordering it for in-store pickup. I don't work for Menards. I'm not a shill for Menards. I'm just here looking for deals, and I think this is a really good deal if you're into this Craftsman V20 lineup, or I suppose if you're looking to give a gift to someone else and you think they would appreciate these V20 tools. You know, one of the advantages of this system is there is also the lawn and garden outdoor tools with the string trimmer and a blower and a hedge trimmer that all run on the same battery pack. So let's go back and look at some other V20 deals just by comparison. Some of these are combos, so we got to be careful that we don't accidentally compare a combo kit to a bare tool. Okay, so here's one of the new ones coming out. There's a 7¼ brushless circular saw. And it looks like they'll have the blade on the right. There's also the brushless SDS Plus rotary hammer. That's obviously coming out. And let's see if the compressor comes up. Here we go. Right here, 20 volt max, 2.5 gallon cordless compressor. This is one of the newer tools. I don't believe this is in many stores yet. And as far as I'm aware, this is the first 20 volt cordless compressor on the market. The other ones have all been higher voltage, like the DeWalt is the FlexVolt 60 volt one. And so I think this is an interesting innovation that's coming down the pipeline from Stanley Black & Decker to the Craftsman nameplate. And so that's out there. So let's go back. And so with that on the horizon, it's not unreasonable to think there might not be some other changes, new additions, updates to the tools. A couple of the ones I think that are most interesting, in my opinion, is the Made in USA from Global Components, most likely just assembly, of the variable speed brushless drill and impact driver. But the circular saw, I find the plastic guard and the very thin shoe to not be the highest quality. That gives me some doubts about it. And so if we look at this V20 line, let me go back to the first page of the results. You know, there's a handful of these that are marked with new lower price, but we know that sometimes Lowe's sometimes takes some liberties at how often they impose a new lower price versus that being more or less the everyday low price that they have. But, you know, for marketing purposes, they like to do things like that. So now let's go over to the Menards site and let's see what we can find, what other deals we can find at Menards. So if you're looking for the 20 volt leaf blower kit, here we go. Let's click add to cart. And so this comes with a battery pack and a charger and this is $159, call it $160 on clearance. Now let's go to Lowe's and look for the same 20-volt blower. Right here, and it also uniquely says view price in cart. So we're going to add to the cart here on the Lowe's website. And it tells me it is $169. Let's see if we can go side by side here a bit. So Lowe's again is about $10 more expensive. I'm sorry, it's a penny more expensive before rebate compared to Menards for the same product. But the fact that Lowe's is also, in this case here, showing that the lowest price is not available for advertising is also interesting and makes me think that, you know, what else is going on in the pipeline? And so we've got that in the works from the Craftsman line at Lowe's that, you know, maybe you want to think about kicking over to Menards. Also in the works at Lowe's is, and this leaked about a week ago, is there's going to be some updates to the Cobalt tools that are coming out this spring. So I've got on the screen here the Cobalt XTR 24-volt max brushless impact driver. There's also going to be a recip saw. There's going to be a combo kit here. There's no pricing here officially released. I've seen some leaked pricing. But since this is still what's publicly available on the Lowe's website, I have got no problem showing this to you because obviously they didn't want this shown. They would have removed this off the website. There's also an impact wrench and a few other tools that are coming in the line. And so if all this is coming down the works from Cobalt, we see some changes in the Craftsman lineup. You know, come Father's Day a little bit before, I don't know what's going to happen. But all I can tell you today is if you're interested in that Craftsman V20 tool lineup, this might be the time to be thinking about trying to jump on the deal. Or, at the same point, also, if you can find a good deal on these Cobalt tools, since we know this XTR stuff has come down the pipeline, it also might be a good time to jump on a good Cobalt deal or two. But today we're talking more about the Craftsman V20 tools, because you can also get those through Menards and also get the benefit of that 11% rebate. So I hope you found this video useful and interesting. If you're in the tools, you're in the Craftsman V20 lineup, check out the websites, and if you found this video useful and interesting, give it a thumbs up. Check back here for more great videos. Give this a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.